What's up, guys? How's it going, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, 100% completion for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is here, and now I get to make that video that you guys always look forward to, which is, of course, a showcase of every single character in this one. I'm gonna warn you, go on ahead and get some popcorn, get your favorite drink, because this is gonna be a pretty lengthy one, because we're looking at 380 characters in total. Now, this game is interesting because for the very first time ever, it actually creates subclasses for the different characters. So we don't just have characters, we have classes for the characters, meaning that there are Jedi, heroes, scavenger, scoundrel, bounty hunter, villain, dark side or dark side force users, astromech droids, and of course protocol droids, as well as all the following extras. But if we tabulate all of those together, you get a grand total of roughly 380 characters. The reason why I'm saying roughly is because, of course, this count is actually higher when you account for the 6 hidden characters that are attainable via cheat codes only. I actually made a video on that, so go check it out on the channel if you haven't yet. I'll also put a link up in the description so you can go on ahead and see it there. But that basically implies that the count is actually a little bit higher, more inflated. I think it's a little bit more closer to 400 when you account for all the different variants of characters as well. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? As we go through this, I would love to hear from you guys who is your favorite character out of the entire bunch that we're going to be taking a look at here. And if you're like me and you can't decide on just one, maybe name your top 3. In addition to that, guys, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it if this video gets similar level of support that the previous character showcases have gotten. That would be incredibly awesome. So if you can, hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so very much. So let's get started. We start with 2-1B. So pretty cool looking droid here. Then we have Forlom, the bounty hunter. Looks very cool. Here's 8D8, followed by ADAM, which I think is supposed to be a play on Adam, followed by Ayala Secura, which is our first Jedi character that we're taking a look at here. Then we have Admiral Akbar, of course, or maybe I should have said, "It's a trap, man," because I think that's what he's most famous for. Then we work our way to the second row of characters, kicking things off with Admiral Holdo. Then we have Aftab Akbar, who is actually the son of Admiral Akbar, which is pretty cool. Then Ahsoka Tano. She is, of course, one of the DLC characters that we got not that long ago on May the 4th, actually. Here's Alcida Auka. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If I mispronounce any of these names, apologies. Then we have Luke Skywalker, or pardon me, how dare I, Anakin Skywalker. They're so similar. But here's Anakin Skywalker, and he actually gets a couple of different variants. So we have this one from Episode 1. We have the pod racer look from Episode 1. And then we have the pilot look also from Episode 1, which is interesting as to why this one is classified as Episode 1 Anakin. Then we have Anakin Skywalker in his Episode 2 attire. And once again, with this one, we also do get multiple different looks or costumes available. So you have the default look that we see him in Episode 2. Then we have the Episode 2 without a cape. Then we have the cape attire, but this is Anakin Skywalker Episode 3 variant, which is interesting as to why they classify both of those under this variant of Anakin Skywalker. I guess maybe just adult Anakin, I suppose. And then last but certainly not least is the capeless version of that same costume. But that is not all for Anakin, of course, because we also have the Yellow Eyes Anakin, or when he has embraced the dark side of the Force. Of course, in addition to that, to conclude his transformation right to the moment before he becomes Darth Vader, you also have the charred variant of Anakin Skywalker here as well. Then we move along to Aplek, who is one of the Knights of Ren. I really like these character designs. I just wish they would have gotten more to do in the actual films. Then we have Aura Singh here, followed by the battle droids. And the battle droids are an entire battalion. There are a lot of them to go through. We have the battle droid default B1, then you have the commander battle droid, then you have the heavy assault battle droid, followed by the B1 security droid, then you have the Geonosian variant, and of course, last but certainly not least, is the Kashyyyk recolor as well. So lots of battle droids. And that's not all, because if you like battle droids, there are also super battle droids available to you, also looking very cool and very spiffy in Lego form. Then we have BB-8 here, and BB-8 actually does receive 2 different costumes as well. So you have this one and the disguised attire as well. So that's kind of neat. Then you have BB-9E, who is the final boss fight of this video game, which is pretty crazy to say, but yes, indeed, that is true. Then you have the legendary Babu Frick, of course. Leia Organa is the next one up on the B-named characters, followed by Bala Tick. And then we have Barriss Offee, the next Jedi on the lineup of characters here, looking very, very cool. I don't know why I've always found this character to look more almost like a Sith, just in terms of the hood and the kind of all black attire. It always made me think a little bit more of the Sith. To be fair, that's kind of the look that Luke rocks as well later down the line. Here we have Baze Mulbus, looking very, very cool. Yet another one of the DLC characters in this game. Here's Bazine Natal, followed by Baymont Kin. Then you have Ben Solo. Yes, he is available as Ben Solo, not just as Kylo Ren. Here's Bib Fortuna, who looks ever so creepy. And then we move on to the next row. Here is Biggs Darklighter. So these are obviously lots of secondary, or even, you know what, let's be honest, tertiary characters from the Star Wars saga. Here's Bo-Katan, one of the DLC characters available, which is neat. Then we have Boba Fett, obviously a legendary character, as well as the re-armored, or the Book of Boba Fett variant of Boba Fett, followed by the younger version of Boba Fett. And then we have Baba Joe, I think is how you pronounce that. This is one of the most obscure and bizarre looking characters in the entire game. Just such a unique take on a character. Very, very, very cool looking indeed. Then we have Bodhi Rook, yet another one of the characters from Rogue One, which is awesome. My favorite Star Wars movie. Then we have Bulio here, followed by Boss Nass. And, of course, my favorite bounty hunter character, and that would be Bosk, thanks to the Battlefront 2 video game. Then we have Kai Threnali, I think is how you would pronounce that. We move along to the next row, and that kicks us off with the legendary C-3PO. And there's a lot of 3PO designs. So you have C-3PO, you have the Holiday Special variant, you have the Red Arm attire, you have the Episode 1 look, you have the Kijimi coat look, you have the rusted variant, which is very, very cool looking, actually. It's very unique compared to the others. And then last but certainly not least, you have the red eyes variant as well. So lots of C-3PO in this game. Next up, we have Captain Antilles, followed by Captain Canada, Captain Panaka, Captain Peavy. There's lots of captains in this game. Captain Phasma, as well as the cracked or battle damaged variant for Captain Phasma, which is very, very neat to see. Then we have Captain Tarpals, or Tarpals maybe, Captain Typho, and Cara Dune from the Mandalorian DLC Pack 1, followed by Cardo. This is the second of the Knights of Ren that we've seen so far. Then you have Karib Dis, who I don't know who this character is, but he looks terrifying. Look at those teeth, bro. Then another one of the Rogue One characters is Cassian Andor. We have Chewbacca here in a couple of different looks. So you have the default, obviously iconic look, and you have the holiday special variant, followed by the young Chewbacca. This one is actually part of the DLC pack for Solo. Then you have Chief Chirpa, followed by Chirrut Imwe, of course, from Rogue One once again. And then we get to Clone Troopers, and there are a lot of them. So let's go through them, shall we? First and foremost, you have the Clone Trooper Phase 1, followed by the Sergeant class, followed by the Lieutenant rank, the Captain variant, and last but certainly not least, the Commander rank as well. Beyond that, you then have the Clone Trooper Phase 2 designs. Once again, let's go through those. We have the 212 or 212th Attack Battalion. You have the Kashyyyk variant, which is probably my favorite. I really, really like that one. You have the Clone Trooper Coruscant Guard, which I really like as well because it's red. And then the 501st Legion Clone Troopers also. From there, we move along to, of course, the ever-legendary Commander Cody, followed by Commander Daisy, followed by Commander Gree, which is a really cool design. Then you have Commander Jir, followed by Count Dooku. And I think this might be the first Sith Lord that we have seen, if we don't count Ben Solo, of course, as one that would be sort of kind of a Sith. Then we have Crosshair, one of the newest characters released, part of that Bad Batch DLC pack. Then you have Dio in 2 different styles, so you have the default look and the holiday special variant available to you also. Then you have DJ here, as well as DJ in his First Order attire. Interesting that they chose to keep those separate, probably due to the fact that one is a scoundrel and the other gains the abilities of villain class while donning on the First Order costume, which is pretty cool. Then we have a plethora of Siths. So first and foremost, we have Darth Maul with his hoodie looking super duper sick, followed by the no cape design. Pretty much, of course, iconic looks either way for Darth Maul to rock. Then you have Darth Vader, who actually has 3 different designs. You have the default look, you have the holiday special look, as well as the unmasked or unhelmeted look also. But that is not all, because part of the DLC pack for the classic Star Wars characters, we actually did get a classic design for Darth Vader as well, which looks super nice. Then you have Delso Prin, followed right by Dengar. Then you have Dexter Jetster, which is one of my favorite designs just because it's so bizarre and completely different to everything else. Then you have Director Krennic from the Rogue One DLC pack, the only villain from that pack, followed by Dr. Evazana, who actually has a really cool story and mission in this game. Then we have the Droideka right here, looking very, very neat, followed by E3PO, which is a cool protocol droid there. Then we have EV9D9 Supervisor Droid. Say that quickly 9 times. Then we have another one of the Bad Batch. This is Echo. Here's LOST. Then we have the Emperor's Royal Guard. Such an iconic look for sure. Then you have the Empire Captain, just the default Captain design. Here's Enfys Nest from the Solo movie. Then you have FN2199, which I think is the character that fights Finn on Takodana, followed by Fennec Shand from the Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian design. Here is Figrin. Here is Finn, and Finn also gets a lot of designs. So first we have Finn, then we have Finn in the Bacta suit, then we have the jacketed Finn, then you have the crate attire Finn, then you have the Episode 8 Finn, then you have the Kijimi coat Finn, and that rounds them out. So you get a lot, and I mean a lot of variants of Finn without a shadow of doubt. Actually, I think this is episode 9, by the way, not episode 8, because IX is 1 ahead of 10, so that would be episode 9. So my apologies. I corrected myself. Remove your comment, the person that was already typing it up, because you know you probably were. But here we have Finn as FN2187. Then you have the no helmet design, you have the First Order variant, and the Supremacy variant as well from episode 8. So that right there is actually Finn from episode 8. Then we have First Order Flame Trooper, followed right by the First Order Jet Trooper, which is a really sick design. Then you have the First Order Officer. Then you have the First Order Officer on Kijimi. Then you have the First Order Snowtroopers, which actually do get 2 variants as well. You have the Assault variant with the cape, which I actually like a little bit better. And then you have the one without the cape design. Then you have the First Order Special Forces fighter pilot. Say that quickly 5 times. I mean, some of these are like legit tongue twisters. And here's the First Order TIE Fighter pilot. Then we have Foden Bead, which is a really, really cool design. Again, a very unique character for sure. Here is G8RE. Don't know if that's supposed to spell out anything. Here's Red Leader. Here is Gasgano from the pod racing scene, of course. Here's General Grievous. And unfortunately, Grievous only gets 1 look, so you don't have any other variants for Grievous, like one with a cape, which I really wish we would have gotten. I think that would have been really cool to see. Next up, we have General Hux. Then we get to General Leia Organa. And worry not, we will look at regular Leia in just a little while as well. This is just the general variant for Leia Organa. So the general look, then we have the General Leia Organa silver and gray robes. Then we have the bandaged variant, followed by the black robe attire, followed by the episode 9 attire. So there's a lot of General Leia Organa. I honestly didn't even realize that she had this many different looks in the sequels. Then we have General Riken, I think is how you pronounce the name of this character, and you actually get the Hoth variant for that one as well. Then we have the legendary Gonk droid. Don't forget to gonk in the comment section below. And then you also have the Gonk droid holiday special variant, and of course the ever legendary best color scheme combination Gonkentine as well. Then we have Grakachawa. I hope I said that correctly. Followed by Greeb Korora. Cool design. Then we have Griata Jendowanian, I think is how you pronounce that. Then we have Greedo himself, of course, who shot Forced? I can't speak. Here's Grief Karga, followed by Grumgar, who is the single only big fig in the entire game, if we don't count the Rancor, and I don't, because the Rancor is kind of a brick-built figure. Here is the Gungan Warrior. Then we have H1NT, which is the hint droid. I really, really love that clever spelling there. We have Han Solo in Carbonite, which is looking pretty cool. Did you ever notice, by the way, that the Carbonite print itself uses the old school Han Solo, even though in the cutscenes he has the new hairstyle? So it's like, how's that possible that the old variant of Han Solo is the one that was frozen in Carbonite? Kind of interesting. Speaking of that Han Solo, here is the classic Han Solo design. Then we have the other variants for Han Solo. So here's the Episode 4 attire. You have the Hoth hooded attire. You have the Hoth unhooded attire. You have the Episode 5 or Empire Strikes Back outfit. Here is the Carbonite, or right before he's frozen in Carbonite look. And then last but certainly not least, you also get the Endor kind of trench coat look as well. Then we move along to the sequels, and this is, of course, Han Solo as he is seen in episode number 7. And then we have Han Solo in his Stormtrooper attire in 2 different variants, both masked and unmasked as well. Then you have Han Solo from the Solo pack, which is the young Solo. And then we have another Bad Batch character here, Hunter. Followed by the IG-101 Magna Guard droid. And then we have IG-11 here, which is awesome. Very cool character indeed. Followed by IG-88, who I actually kind of like more than IG-11 at this point in time. Then we have the Imperial Death Trooper, which is a sick-looking design. Then we have the Imperial Fleet Trooper. Here's the Imperial Gunnery Technician, which is a really, really cool-looking helmet. I've always thought that this one just looks so unique and different compared to everything else in the Empire wardrobe. And then we have the Imperial Probe Droid as a playable character as well. Then we have the Imperial Shore Trooper, looking very, very stylish and unique for sure. And the Incinerator Stormtrooper, which is one of my favorite looks. It's just so menacing looking, really, really cool design for this one. Then we have the legendary Jabba the Hutt, followed by Jango Fett, who actually gets 2 different costumes. You have the default look, and then of course you have the casual attire available as well. Then you can also utilize the clone variant of Jango Fett if you'd like, or maybe you want to play as Janna from episode 9 of the Star Wars Saga. Then we have the legendary, ever lovable, everybody's favorite character, it's Jar Jar Binks, as well as the Senator attire for Jar Jar Binks as well. Unfortunately, no Darth Jar Jar in the game. Here's the Jawa, though, followed by Jack Porkins. Here's Jess Pava, Joxta Nu, Jubnuk, Jin Urso, K2SO, K3PO, K3R1, Cadel Connix, Ki Adamundi, Kit Fisto, which is one of my favorite designs. Here's Cloud, who looks just so bizarre and wacky compared to every other character in this game. Here's Queel, the legendary This Is the Way. Here's Karuk, yet another one of the Knights of Ren. Here's Kylo Ren himself, and Kylo gets lots of different looks. First, you have the topless attire, aka Ben Swallow. Then you have the episode 9 cracked helmet and all look. You have the no helmet scarred Kylo. And then, of course, you have the no helmet unscarred variant as well. Here's LC-24. Here's Lamasu. And then Lando. Lando actually gets the variant from the Solo movie, as well as the classic design, as well as the Lando Calrissian Hermit attire, plus Episode 9 attire as well. Plus, as if all that wasn't enough, yes, you've got all the looks from the original trilogy. So you've got the Episode 5 attire, Han Solo's clothes, then you have the General Lando Calrissian from Episode 6, and then last but certainly not least, you even have the Jabba's Palace variant available to you as well. Then we have Leia Bausch disguise, followed by the classic Leia, followed by a plethora of Leia designs. So let's go through them, shall we? Episode 4, Jabba's Palace Leia. Leia from Episode 5, aka the Hoth attire. Then you have the Endor hat attire. You have the Episode 5 non-Hoth attire, I guess. You have the Ewok Village variant. You have Cloud City Leia. The Endor Leia without the helmet or the hat this time. Then you have the Episode 6, or sorry, this is back to Episode 4 now. So, lots of Leia. But that is not all. You also have the training flashback variant of Leia. And then we move on to Lobot, who's a very cool looking robot droid. Very, very cool design. Here's Log Ray. Here's Luke Skywalker in classic variant. Then you have the Episode 4 variant. You have the Rebel Pilot Luke. And you have the ceremony look from the ending of Episode 4. Then you've got the old man look. Luke, I don't know why I'm saying his name so weird. From Unk 2, as well as the raincoat variant. Then we have from Episode 8, The Last Jedi, you have the flashback Luke, as well as the crate attire, the one that he faces off against Kylo, looking like this pretty much. Here is the Stormtrooper variants for Luke Skywalker. Just like Han, he actually gets both unmasked and masked variants. Then you have a bunch more Lukes here. So here's the Yoda backpack variant. You have the training flashback Luke. You have the Luke Skywalker Hoth attire. You'll notice that these are the ones that actually have the Jedi abilities, whereas that first Luke that we showcased does not actually have Jedi powers yet. So keep that in mind. He's only a hero at that point. Here, he actually already has his Jedi powers. So here he is in the Hoth attire. Here he is from Episode 6, which is probably his most iconic look, I would imagine. Then you have the Episode 5 variant. Here's Jabba's Palace with the hoodie. Then you have the Episode 5 no jacket variant. The Endor attire. And, of course, back to the Yoda backpack variant we go. Next up is Luminara Unduli, followed by ME8D9. Again, one of those names where it's like, holy moly, who came up with that? Then we have the legendary Mace Windu, as well as the Cape variant. Then we have Malakili. Here's Mama the Hutt. Then we have Mas Ameda. Here's Master Codebreaker. Mahonic. Max Rebo, of course. Here's Maz Kanata, followed by the Mimban Stormtrooper, which is, honestly, I had no idea how freaking cool this design is. It's one of the designs that when I saw it, I had to look up what it actually looks like because I love this look. It looks so freaking cool. Then we have Mr. Bones, another one of the characters that I'm like, this is incredible because it's like a Darth Maul battle droid. Then you have Moff Gideon, of course, a legendary character with a darksaber. How could you go wrong? We have Mon Mothma. I almost called her Moon Mothma. Oh, that would have been a fail. Here's the mouse droid. These guys are very pesky. There's a lot of them that you need to hunt down throughout the actual game that you're going to be going through. Here's the Mustafarian guard, or I guess just the Mustafarian, really. Here's Nambi, followed by Neon Nanb. Here's Newt Gunray. Here's 9. I wish he was called Oof, because that would have been funnier for the internet. Then you have Obi-Wan Kenobi in classic attire. And then you have a bunch of Obi-Wans available to you. So you have Episode 3. You have Episode 3 with the cape. You have Episode 1. You have the Episode 1 no cape. You have the Episode 2. You have the Episode 2 with robe. And of course, back to Episode 3 we go. Then we move on to Odie Mandrell. Here's old Ben Kenobi, so worry not for those of you like, where's old Ben Kenobi? Here he is, in Tatooine attire, as well as the Tatooine hooded attire. So technically these should be kind of in a reverse order in my opinion, because technically this is how we meet him first, not this look, but whatever. Then we have Ula here. And then we have Padme, who also gets a lot of costumes. So here we have the ship pilot design. Then we have the Tatooine disguise. Then we have the Claude variant. Then we have the Battle of Naboo attire. Then the Silver Cape variant. Followed by the pilot variant. Then the pregnant variant. Then the pilot helmet look. And then the Handmaiden orange attire as well. So that is a lot of Padme costumes. Then we have Mr. Palpatine himself. Here he is in his scarred variant, followed by the Senator design. Here's the Chancellor Palpatine, and last but certainly not least is the Chancellor in the red costume as well. Then we have Paplo, or Paplu. Here's the Pit Droid. Here's Plo Koon, who looks awesome. Then you have Poe Dameron. So if you're a Poe fan or a Moon Knight fan or an Oscar Isaac fan, there's a lot of costumes for you here as well. The Black Resistance jacket is one of them. Then you have the Episode 9 design. You have the Kijimi coat design. You have the Holiday Special variant. You have the jacket design, which is the first look that we see for him. Then you have the pilot helmet outfit and just the pilot without the helmet outfit. Then we have Poggle the Lesser, which again is such a cool looking design. Here's Ponda Baba, the most fun name in the galaxy. Then we have Praetorian Guards in many, many different designs. So you have the first guard, you have the 7th guard, you have the 3rd guard, and you have the 8th guard. I have no idea where the numbers go from 1 to 7 to 3 to 8, and where do the other ones fit in, but these are the ones that are covered here. If you know the reasoning, let me know in the comment section below. Then we have Pride. Here's Kira from Solo. Here's Queen Amidala, a really, really cool, intricate-looking minifig. Then we have Qui-Gon Jinn in a cape attire, non-cape attire, and the Tatooine disguise attire. Followed by R3PO, which is the coolest protocol droid in the galaxy. Here's R2A6, R2B1, R2D2, as well as the Swamp variant, where he's kind of just like muddy. And then you also have the Waiter variant from the Jabba the Hutt sequence. Here's R2KT, R2N3. Here's R2Q5, R2R9, R4M9. Dude, I feel like I'm playing chess at this point. R4P17. Then you have R52JE, holy moly, R5D4, R5M2, RA7. And the Rancor. Hallelujah. Finally, something that is not like an acronym or something like that. The Rancor is a pretty sick design. Here we have the Range Trooper, followed by Rats Tyrell. Here's a Rebel Friend. Here's Ree. Yes. Here's Rey. And this is before she becomes a Jedi. So you have the Episode 7 variant. You have the Starkiller base attire, the first time that she gets a hold of a saber. And then the Scavenger Gray vest attire. Then we get the Jedi variant of Rey, and this one gets a few different looks as well. So you have the Gray Jedi wrap, you get the Episode 9 variant, you have the Kijimi coat variant, you have Rey Skywalker, which is the ultimate look for her, and then of course you also have the Episode 7 Jedi look for her also. Then we have the Sith variant for Rey, which is pretty cool. Here's Rick Ollie, here's Roger, followed by Rose Tico, who also gets 3 different costumes. You have the Crate variant, as well as the Episode 9 look. Then we have the First Order Rose Tico, which of course, just like for Finn and Han and Luke, functions as a character that then gains the abilities of a villain. So that's why she's actually, in these costumes, a separate character class altogether. And you have the Supremacy variant from Episode number 8. Here's Rothgar. Here's Rune Hako. Here's Salacious Crumb. The Sand Trooper gets a couple of different variants as well. You have the Commander class, you have the Sergeant class, and of course you have the Default class. Here's the Scout Trooper. Once again, you do have 2 variants. You have the Kashyyyk and the non-Kashyyyk variants. Here's Sebulba, the second most fun name in the galaxy. Then you have the Senate Guard, followed by Shaq T, a very, very cool design. Here's Shmi. Here's Sidon Ithano. This is the character that I wish I would learn more about because I think it's one of the coolest looking designs in the entire Star Wars mythos. If you have heard me say that, you probably have picked up on the fact that I really love the color combination of red and black. Here's the Sith Acolyte, followed by the Sith Jet Trooper. I'm not going to say it, but that's a cool design. Then we have the Sith Probe Droid. Here's the Sith Trooper. Then you have Snoke himself, the biggest letdown in the villains of the galaxy. Here's the Snow Trooper. Here's the Sovereign Protector. Here's the Stormtrooper regular design, followed by the Empire Sergeant variant, who has that little, like, shoulder pad thingy. And then the Empire Commander, who also has the shoulder pad thingy, but it's in a different color. Then we have Stormtroopers. The First Order variant, the First Order Driver variant, the First Order Officer, the First Order Heavy Assault, the First Order Squad Leader, which looks super cool. This is one of my favorites. And then the First Order Sergeant available to you also. Here is Cy Snoodles. Here's TC-14, the TIE Fighter pilot, the Talia Lintra pilot. Here's Tarful, Tarkin, Tasu Leech, Tech from the Bad Batch. Here's T-Bow. Here's T-Do, or Do. Here's Tamiri Blag, which sounds like something that you would say if you found some food disgusting. You would go, Blag! No offense to Tamiri. Here's Temin Wexley. Here's the Emperor, who actually gets two different variants. You get the cool look, and then you have the not-so-cool clone variant. Then we have the Mandalorian himself from the DLC pack. Here's Theron Net. Here's Tyon Midone. Here's Tobias Beckett from the Solo movie. Here's the character from the Knights of Ren called Trudgeon. Here's a Tusken Raider. Very, very cool, iconic look. Here's Ubula Mulbro, something like that. Here's Ugnut, I think. Ugnut? I don't know how you would say that. Here's Unkar Plut. Here's Ushar, yet another one of the Knights of Ren, which, I mean, look how freaking cool these guys look. Here's Vikrul, who also looks amazing. Here's the Wampa. The Wandering Wookiee, one of the most difficult tasks in this game is having to find this guy on all the different planets that you head to. Here's Watto. Here's Wedge Antilles. Weequay. Wicket. Wilro Hood. Wrecker from the Bad Batch. Roby Tice. Yaddle. Yarel Poof. Yoda himself, of course. Zem Wessel. Oh, pardon me. Did I skip? No, okay, good. Pardon me. I thought I skipped one of them by mistake. Zem Vessel in human variant, and then the alien face as well. Then we have Zev Seneska, I think is how you would say that. Here's Zori Bliss. Zuckus. And we go back to the start. So there you guys have it. That is a showcase of 380 characters. You can see the specific breakdown on your screen in terms of how many of them are Jedi, how many of them are heroes, scavengers, scoundrels, bounty hunters, villains, dark side characters, astromech droids, or protocol droids, or of course the rest of them fit into just the extra category. Hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. If you did, please don't forget to let me know down in the comment section below which of these characters was your favorite. I'm sure that it is not easy to decide. I mean, we're talking about countless of options here, but I am very much looking forward to hearing from you guys on which one is your personal favorite. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Peace out. See you laters, alligators. Bye-bye, everybody.